And if we ask the stars what they mean, what would they say back to us? Welcome! You want to go on a card journey today? Give me some of your time, and I'll give you some of your story. Well, let's see what the cards say.
Hey there, Sag. Welcome to Coinplace Tarot. My name is Corey, and I'm going to be your tarot card reader for today. This is a set of quick announcements. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification button. That way, when uploads are made, you can see what the stars are trying to say to you. Also, if interested, individual reads are back up and open. Either message or email me directly. Links on main, and we'll set it up, okay? So, Sag, what are we looking at in this round of reads? This is going to be your one-to-one read for the month of July. One-to-one being a silent reading that I do with party A over here, party B over here, and examining the intricate dynamics happening between the two. As a caveat to this style of reading, two main things. The first, these tend to get called love readings because, again, this is a very, intricate and potentially intimate dynamic going on. I like to reject that term because they're not always lovely, right? We talk about everything on my table, not just the rainbows and the butterflies. So that's the first. And the second, it ain't always got to be about love. Promise. It could be about family member, friend, coworker, somebody you just met, right? Just what's going on between this person and that person. Very simple. So as a preamble to the read, Sag, take what resonates, leave what doesn't, but don't always be so willing to reverse. At times, even if it gets difficult, understand that I, as your tarot card reader, I'm not here to misguide you or mislead you. Trust me, I have 12 signs to work with and not enough time to lie to any of them. So instead, we lay our cards out on the table. In good or bad, come rain or sunshine, we're going to talk about it because at the end of the day, tarot is a conversation, just an energetic one. Yeah. So follow along with me in your read today, Sag, your one-to-one, and let's see what the cards say. You'll be over here. Your person's going to be over here. So what cards we need to see, please, for Sagittarius in their one-to-one read today. The cards we need to see for Sag in this one-to-one read. I knew that was such a good idea. Sorry, I'm kind of excited. I tried putting apple juice as my ice cubes just to kind of tone down all the sugar and using that as ice instead of just regular water and putting that into apple juice. It's the little things. It's the little things. What are the cards we need to see, please, for Sag in this read? On your end? Two of Pentacles. Okay. Trying to juggle what goes up, what must come down. And on their end, harmony. Okay. So, it seems that, you two are on good terms, Sag. You're worried about this effort of, will what I'm doing, I'm trying to make things balance out. Is it worth it? Do they still want to be on board with this? And on their end, they're appreciating everything about the current moment. That 10 of Cups there. Firmly stated, y'all are on good terms, but you just feel like right now it's an uphill battle and, feeling kind of dejected in a way. We're probably going to explore that in a second. So now that we have two parties on the board, you and your person, let's examine fronts and backs. Fronts and backs being backs was left unsaid into the wayside, and fronts was being directly communicated or exchanged between both parties. Show us cards we need to see, please, for Sag in this read. Fronts and backs. Okay. So in your behind, there's the Ace of Swords. I was being directly communicated. That's why. And that's why you felt the balance was so much. Here are the Five of Pentacles. Not simply the fear of them leaving you, because I don't think that's the highest priority right now. But financially right now, Sag, things are kind of a struggle for you. And you said, hey, if you wanted to hear it, I'm going to tell it all. Here it goes, right? And that's why probably you kicked off with that Two of Pentacles, because again, it's up, it's down, and it's a little bit of financial bind right now, I'm not gonna lie. But more than that, the truth is that if this is what you wanted to hear, this is what I'm gonna provide. On their end, Five of Swords. Why the Five of Swords? Why is that a 5 response to your 5? The Eight of Cups. Okay. So let's talk about it for a second. Put that Um, I think it's very interesting that you started off by just saying, "Hey, these are my struggles right now. I don't know what I can provide for our scenario, our situation, but I am giving my best." On their end, why are they responding to your 5 of the 5? That is something, because it's not blame. The 5 of Swords is a form of conflict, but it's not a conflict with you, it's conflict with themselves. So, in hearing that you were fearing financial things, they're fearing, their own mistakes and mess ups. And then we have the 8 of Cups in what's left in the outside. And that's what I find very interesting, because it's almost like the conflict Olympics here. I don't think that was the original intent of what was set out. Ooh, dissolve in a second. Not bad. I like that. Um, it's like the conflict Olympics, and then there's this notion of the choice to walk away. Now that is in their back pocket, and you let them know that. However, they're saying they want to be here, they want to stick through it with you, even through the tough times. I think that 5 of Swords then is trying to console you, but neither party, well, especially you said you did not receive it the right way, and I don't think they said it the right way. Yes, the 8 of Cups is in their back pocket. You were giving them the option to leave. Listen, this is what it is right now. I don't want to give you false hope on anything. And they do acknowledge that. I think the way they went about acknowledging it, though, that is just amazing to me, because they heard you, and then they kind of said, well, is this my fault? I don't know what I... No. So I think there's also this communication barrier happening between you two, where you were very direct, and I think they were well intended with what they were trying to say, but it didn't come out right. Okay, so that's where each party stands. Now, show us individual positions. Show us the cards we need to see, please. Relative to each other, where does each party stand for Sagittarius in this read? Between them and the other, what's going on? Okay, 9 of Wands. Okay, so you're still gonna give it a try. You're still gonna put in that effort. Just like you said, you made it very blunt and clear for them. On their end, King of Pentacles. Okay, I know a good investment when I see one. Now, can I match up to it? Okay, so, and again, I wasn't getting the sense that they were blaming you for anything. In fact, now that they said, okay, I'm down for the long haul, what does this look like? Yeah, that's what they chose. And therefore, we're trying to work this out together. Okay? Underneath it all, Judgment. The second highest of the Arcana, sorry for the hiccups. The second highest of the Arcana, at least amongst the majors, divine timing intervention or lessons to be learned. Here, Sag, the lesson being, well, do you believe in it? Do you really want this? Right? You laid out all your terms, all your agreements and conditions, but the question you're not asking is, do you really want this? I think you gave a lot of justifications of how this couldn't work, and that is fair. Again, it's very logical and pragmatic of you. But I guess as your tarot card reader, I would like to see more on the end of, here's how I feel about it. Right now, it's just all about money, money, money. On their end, they want to very much be with you, although they do acknowledge, hey, this is what you said, right? So if I walk away, no hard feelings, right? And they also want to sit with you through the tough times. I got the title. I love when it comes to me mid-read like that. They said they wanted to sit with you through the tough times, and that's good. However, what they expressed definitely kind of hit you the wrong way. And more than that, they're wondering, okay, well, how do I do this right? Show up, right? Some of the most difficult questions that we have some of the simplest answers. You do what you can. And on their end, while they do have the option to leave, they also have the option, they also made the option to stay. And they said firmly, I want to know how I can do this and do this right with you, for you, and by you. Okay, show up for me. It's not going to be easy. I was very clear about that. But show up for me, please. Right? So that is your request. I like this. Both parties are honest. One honest, but not really good at saying what they mean, and the other honest, but kind of, protecting their feelings about where they want to be totally vulnerable at. Right? It already hurts enough to say some of these things. Give it time. Just give it time. Okay, Sag? So now that we have both parties on the board, both looking at each other one-to-one, let's look at what's happening down the middle in between. Show those cards when you see, please. What is shared between Sagittarius? That is way too many cards. How many is that? 1, 2. I'm going to reshuffle this because if a few cards flew out, then I would say yes, absolutely. Having it be that many, I'm going to take that as both bad shuffling and me having to deliver a different message. So hold on for just a second. What's going on between for Sagittarius and their person? Because normally I love taking cards when they fly out. That makes my job easy. That did not. Not in the slightest. Yeah. Down the middle. Devil, card of Capricorn. Okay, yeah. Let's talk about it. What is shared between right now? One doesn't feel that they can completely... Both feel that they are inadequate, but both from different directions. Right now, Sag, you're saying, listen, I'm not in good financial straits. This is what it is. I am trying to make things work out and balance out. But if that's your reason for leaving, I can understand that. I just got to know where you stand before I get hurt on it. Right? So in that way, kind of your justification is almost, even if you're not intending it, right, it's spelling out what you're already gearing towards an end, even if intentional or not. Because what we're saying is the finances make this impossible, whereas we're not really saying what we truly want from this, right? On their end, they want to struggle with you. They don't know how. And so part of that, and especially because we haven't expressed ourselves fully towards them, it's like, I want to meet you halfway, but I don't even know where to meet you right now. Right? I'll try. But, accountability where accountability is due, Sag. I think both parties, y'all need to sit down and have a deeper conversation about what an investment looks like. Because what's being left unsaid will be the thing that drives you apart if it goes in the wrong direction. Okay, I will say that. In between, again, 4 swords. Do not stress out too much. Just give yourself a chance to replan and reorganize. The Ace of Wands, being fired up and energetic about it. And again, that's what I want to see. Both parties are saying, yeah, I'm here for this. King of Swords, making the choice and following through with it. And the Page of Swords, wanting to learn how to be open and communicative. Underneath it all, High Priestess. This will be monumental and a pivotal point in you two's dynamic. Stay or go. But more so internally, what is your internal voice trying to say? If we could take money out of a factor, because I'm seeing very much financial is on your side right now, Sagittarius. If money wasn't an issue, how do you really feel? Let me make it simple. If money was not an issue, how do you really feel? And I think when we come back from that angle, we can be less focused on the pragmatism of it all and more focused on the us. Okay? Last, as we move towards resolution, define the major arcana across the table in this read. As we have only one. Do we have only one? Yeah. As we have only one, we look at Devil, the card of Capricorn. What is eating away at us? And Why is this shared? So they have different forms. Show us cards we need to see, please. Define the devil for Sag in this reading. Yeah, I have a feeling. Ten of Pentacles, the life that we seek to build. Yeah, I think we put the cart ahead of the horse here. You're saying it's all about finances, and the more you psych yourself out, the more it becomes unattainable. On their end, Sag, I don't want it to be about the finances, but you gotta give me something to work with. If I don't have anything to work with, how can I help you build that house, right? There needs to be some communication, some deeper hearts to hearts between you and your person. I'll just say that. In resolution, 2 of Wands, intentionality of plans, and 4 of Wands, a relationship, something deeper to have and hold. Underneath it all, the 4 of Swords. If we do this right, if we take it step by step, if we can listen to our internal voices, what we're saying, how we're feeling, and what we want to do with it, we can get this right. It's just going to require some work. So this is what I see in your read today, Sagittarius. Both sides want a relationship with each other, but they both have their reasons of why it may or may not work out. The thing is, those fears and anxieties are starting to cloud the point of you two's bond and relationship. And I think that if it overtakes it, so will it overtake the relational dynamic. In order to get to where both parties want to be, we need to have more deeper and intentional conversations about where we want to go with this. You on your end about beyond finances, what I feel, them on their end of, okay, if I can get out of my own head and, stop worrying about what I can provide, just being there and showing up fully, what can I provide? What would that look like to help Sag out? So that's what I see in your read today, Sag. I hope this conversation helped. And yeah, these conversations aren't easy. I'll be the first person to say, especially as a tarot card reader, seeing all the ins and outs in every sign and the individual people I read, they're not easy, but they are necessary. And lucky for you, you have 2 parties that definitely say, I still want to be here and I want to work on this with you. I'll see you around, okay? Take care.